it's Liz from Heal at Home Pet Care, and today I'm going over just a little introduction onto feeding exotic pets naturally. So this is my turtle, Silas. He is about 19 years old, and whoops, we actually know his birth date. He is an eastern box turtle, and he was born in captivity, and they're friends. And so we know his actual birth date. He was hatched by a breeder. And we first got him, he was about the size of a quarter. And now he's maybe, I would say 60% of how big he's supposed to get, because unfortunately I was not told the proper diet when we first got him. I was told we could feed him commercial dry turtle food, and it was actually the wrong food for this type of turtle. And I wasn't told the proper environment, and it was before the internet was really convenient to find information. So it breaks my heart that he looks like this. He has a shell deformity, and his shell did not grow big enough to fit his body, so he is unable to hinge his body. And this is a really good example of why it's important to eat a natural diet and a diet that's proper for our species. And that goes for humans also. And basically, Silas's shell is like a bone. It's a hard, bony process, so his bones are almost on this, if you think of it that way, are on the outside of his body. And you could see how they did not develop properly because he did not get enough moisture and protein and calcium when he was growing. So he also, because of that, he has a medical condition where he gets a prolapsed eye, which is similar to a cherry eye in dogs. And when he gets either excited or if he eats certain foods, that cherry eye will pop out. And it goes back in, but he's pretty susceptible to have that happen. He also had a prolapse in his back end because of the pressure in his shell, so we had to have surgery on that. So he developed some medical issues because of that. And it's really important. So with exotics, husbandry, the environment that they're living in, and diet are really key to keeping them healthy. So with birds, small mammals, rabbits, ferrets, they are pets that rapidly use their glucose source, so they need a lot of small meals during the day. They can't really go without food for too long, and those are animals that eat things like seeds and fruits and grains, and hay. So those are important things. Also with rabbits, they are hind gut fermenters, which means that they need to eat grasses and vegetables. And if you think about a rabbit outside in the summer, it's getting a certain type of fresh grass and fresh food. And then as the winter comes, they eat more things like bark and dry grasses. So when we feed a pet rabbit the same diet all year long, that's probably not the best thing for their health. So just keep in mind seasonal changes and what they might be eating naturally. There are also a lot of medical conditions that can be probably directly correlated to poor diet in exotics. Things like egg-bound birds and turtles probably mean they're not getting enough calcium or moisture. A lot of snakes and birds will get skeletal problems, and turtles, from not having the proper diets and from having low moisture in their environment. There are things like bladder issues. Hedgehogs and chinchillas, they can get bladder issues. Ferrets can get bladder stones from having poor diets. They can get things like kidney problems from having low moisture and low protein in their diet, and things like heart disease even in exotics. So feeding your pet a commercial food, if you go into the pet store, you'll see there's a whole section for exotics. They have a lot of dried foods. They might have a refrigerator with mealworms and with worms, but those might not be the best choices. I actually have a worm bin, and I put scraps in it, and I grow worms for the turtle so that I know what the worms are eating. If you go to the pet store and you get something like a mealworm, when you start to research what the mealworms are fed, they are high fatty, they're not getting the best food, so you have to really think about what your pet's food source is eating. There are snakes that eat live prey like rats and mice, but I've seen snakes come into the veterinary hospital that they've gotten attacked by a mouse or a rat that they were fed. So the snake is supposed to eat the prey, but they maybe are not taught how to do that. And then you put a live animal in with it and they start a fight and they get bite wounds. So you really have to think about what kind of food your pet needs before you get it. If you already have an exotic pet, please research and see what kind of food is the best thing for them to get. So I hope this helps you in just starting to think about a proper natural diet for your exotic pet or a pocket pet or whatever you want to call it. But they really do need as much of a natural diet as you can provide for them. So I hope you found this informative and that it helps you make better decisions for your exotic pet.